Bizarre Brain Comics. Oh, hello, my comic book fiends. Yeah, this is Gary. Welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. We are here for the Halloween spooky season. Well, we're working up to it. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. And so we're having something on a little bit on the spooky side here with Weird War Tales number 117. And I forgot to see what year that was. 82? Yeah, 1982. And this is Weird War Tales starring the Creature Commandos with a backup story featuring G.I. Robot. That sounds like it's pretty weird. Now at this point, this is from 1982. At this point, even though it's written, this is written by, Robert Kanigher, was it? Yeah, written by Robert Kanigher with interior art by Fred Carillo. Here we have the cover art by Rich Buckler and Romeo Tangle. And at this point, they weren't doing the so much the spooky weird stuff in Weird Tales, but they do featuring primarily the Creature Commandos, which had the spooky monster. It's basically the Monster Squad fighting to fight the Nazis in Europe, like a commando unit made up of monsters, featuring the lovely Dr. Medusa with her live snaky hair. But apparently, I don't know what her powers really were, because she didn't seem to be turning people to stone when they saw her. And of course our Frankenstein monster type guy, Lucky, and he is mute, but he's very strong, and he's sweet on Dr. Medusa. Then Griffith is our Wolfman, and he is able to transform into his werewolf form at will. But he's been having some problems changing back and forth here lately at this point in this stories. And but apparently when he wolfs out, he maintains his human intelligence. And then clear back here is Velcro as a vampire, but he's out in the daytime, and I don't know why he's able to stay out in the sun. And I don't know his background, and he's been having a little bit of trouble with his creepy powers too. But here they go, just digging right into these ratsies, as they do. So the story itself isn't necessarily of a weird or creepy nature, except for the fact that it's the Creature Commandos. Okay, so we start. They're having a little downtime in Paris. So this must be in 44 or early 45, after Paris had been liberated from the German occupation. It says a miracle for monsters, and they're doing a little bit of sightseeing. It's a really nice rendition of the Eiffel Tower. And they have gone up into the Eiffel Tower. You know, Dr. Medusa, she keeps this turban around her head to hide her snakes, to keep from freaking people out too much. And so the only really, at this point, the only freaky looking one is is Lucky, the Frankenstein monster type. And while they're up there, it gets very windy, and a gust of wind knocks this little girl out of her father's hand, and she falls over the railing. Well, Velcro, the vampire, and he's apparently a good vampire, because he takes a flying leap off the side to get after her, and he starts intending to change into his bat form, but he's having difficulty. But finally, just in the nick of time, he turns into his bat form and snatches the little girl. And of course, his bat form is considerably larger than what you usually see. It is a man-sized bat. Catches the girl and gently brings her down to earth, and he can still speak. But she's a little girl, and she thinks he's some kind of bird, and she's not frightened at all. He turns back to his human form. Well, the gendarmes were there, and they saw that, and they thought he was menacing her, and they come what they think, to the little girl's rescue. Well, the rest of the creature commandos, they've taken the elevator down, and they rush out, and in the excitement, Griffith has changed into his werewolfy form, and the wind blows Dr. Medusa's turban off from around her head and her snakes. So they're all the gendarmes are startled, and they go to shoot at her. But Lucky, he saves her, pulls her out of the way, and grabs all the gendarmes up, and then Lieutenant Shreve, who is their unit commander, pops up right then, and has them don't hurt him, and has them to release the gendarmes. But it takes Dr. Medusa to get him to release them. They just drops him, and then he is there because Lieutenant Shreve, he is kind of mean and cruel to his subordinates here, constantly calling them names, calling them freaks, and how he hates being with them, etc. And he's got a grin on his face because he's got his new orders. He's going to elsewhere, so you're going to be somebody else's problem now. So, and he's on a date with a lady, and off they go. Well, that leaves the commandos here without a commanding officer. They don't know what to do. They go back to headquarters, find out, well, it's going to take a while to get you a new commander, new unit commander. So you just sit tight and take in the sights, what have you. But right now, we're not getting anybody who's volunteering for this position, and it's a volunteer position, so they don't know. So they take in the sights, go to the Louvre Art Museum, to the Louvre, and Medusa has to put her turban back on, and they're asked to leave because they're upsetting the other guests. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Shreve has got his other position. He's basically at a desk job waiting for some combat duty, and he's upset about that, and he's there, and he's getting short-tempered with other people. He even slugs another guy here, and he takes off, and he is just not happy, and he gets very angry. Well, meanwhile, our vampire friend, he's getting antsy. He needs blood, and he can't, since he's not in combat, he can't get blood from the enemy. So he goes to a butcher shop to try to get some pork or beef blood, but he gets harassed by the other shoppers, and they're all out by the time he gets because there's a long line and it's out. But meanwhile, then Dr. Medusa, she sees something in the paper about the shrine at Lourdes, and they even explain it right here for those who have never heard of it. It is the shrine at Lourdes, where in 1858 the Virgin Mary appeared to the peasant girl Bernadette Soubirous. And now there's a long line of constant pilgrims coming there trying to get miraculous healings and the like. So So there's well, then why can't we go? Maybe we go there, and maybe we can get a miracle of our own to turn us normal. You get the okay from the commanding officer, because he doesn't know what to do with them. He's like, okay, I'll even get you a flight over there, get you transportation. He gets him just a small spotter plane, and they're flying along there. But unbeknownst to them, some a unit of Nazis have infiltrated, because they're still in parts of France, have infiltrated this this line of pilgrims, and they're on their way to Lourdes, to use them as human shields. And they spot their plane is spotted as they're flying over, and they see that, and the German tank starts taking pot shots at them, but they are elusive enough. But then they spot another plane, American plane, flying over, and see one parachutist dropping, jumping from the aircraft, and it's a lone shoot. But his parachute doesn't open properly; it's all tangled up, and they maneuver the plane for Lucky to catch the guy. And it turns out it's Lieutenant Shreve. And he says, I got sick and tired of waiting for combat duty. Okay, I'm back in charge of you guys. Let's go. And they land, but a less than ceremonious landing, where the plane kind of crashes into the trees of the forest. And they sneak up on that. Now, this appears to be daytime, and I would think it would be much more effective if this had looked better if it had been drawn to be nighttime. Maybe it's intended to be, but you don't know. And so got this whole line, and Dr. Medusa, she steps out as a distraction to the guards. They start being very sexist to her, take off because they want to think she's a lovely lady, which she is, and so they take her turban off, and they are horrified at the snakes, and she goes to them. Then Lieutenant Shreve, he busts out and starts blasting the soldiers with his Tommy gun. Griffith in his werewolf form, and Velcro in. Why they get a name like Velcro? You know, I always think of the Velcro sticky thing. And they go to town on some of the other soldiers doing their monstery stuff, while Lucky, in his gigantic monster strength, he puts the tank out of commission until it blows up. And then they have taken out or captured or run off all of the German soldiers, and everyone there thanks them and said, "Oh, we were praying for a miracle, and you answered our prayers. So thank you for arriving." So, well, it's true. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, because all this other time that they had been in the city and stuff, they had been frightening the people and been asked to leave and all this stuff. But here, these people were glad and thankful to see them arrive, and that's the end of that tale. And then we got another Kanigher Carillo story in G.I. Robot, and of course the G.I. Robot is called Jake. It is Jake, stands for something, I don't remember what it was, doesn't matter, in the South Pacific, someplace on an island. And Jake has, and I guess this is the second one, got number 2, and he has got an addition. It is a dog, a robot dog called Cap, and he is teaching the dog stuff, and the dog the robot dog is swimming in the surf, and a shark comes up. Tries to snag the dog, and Jake goes to town, because he is well armed, and blasts that shark to smithereens and saves his dog. Then he's on the pier with another officer, and they're off on the pier is an American submarine, which is depositing a photojournalist who is there to do a story on Jake. And while the the rubber raft is just being manned, and with our the lady photographer in it. It is attacked by a Japanese Zero on patrol, and because I guess they're Japanese forces on the other side of the island, and it comes in and attacking them. Jake snaps to attention, and he just blows that aircraft to smithereens, saving the young lady, and so she doesn't get to meet him just yet because he goes out on his patrol in the jungle. But she meets the dog, and so the dog is going to take her to Jake, but she runs into a Japanese patrol with a tank. Oh my gosh! So she's going to be captured. The dog starts barking up a storm. His name is Cap, barking up a storm, and they threaten keep that toy dog quiet, or I'm going to shoot it. And she accidentally pushes a button, and the dog's body opens up, and a robot cat jumps out on the girl, and they are distracted. The Japanese soldiers are distracted and laughing, but Jake has heard all this and has come back, and he blows this Japanese patrol to smithereens, saving the young lady, the dog, and the cat. And she gets pictures. She's got a real scoop for a robot family portrait. So that's a fun read and a fun addition to our spooky Halloween run up to Halloween here at Bizarre Brain Comics. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe, leave your comments down below. I know a lot of people like weird war tales. I like weird war tales. I don't have never got too many of the Creature Commandos, and now whenever I can find them cheap, I'm going to get them because I really like them. And I wish I had more of an opportunity to get them at the time. But, well, I didn't get a chance to get to the comic shops and stuff nearly as much as I would have liked to at that time when I was in the Navy. So thank you for joining me. Let me know what you think of the Creature Commandos and Weird War Tales overall, and in this particular story. And remember, comics are art.